All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now crunk in Studio D. By the way, for those of y'all that's out there watching, we are in Studio D. I know we said we was going to start at 7. I'm going to still keep it to 7. I just wanted to give y'all the opportunity to share the link so that as many people we can get started watching this podcast and get everybody involved as much as we can. Make this thing grow feet. But in the meantime, while y'all sharing the link, I'm going to turn the mics off for a second because all these cars keep riding by and it's causing a whole lot of drama with my ears. And I hope it ain't causing drama to y'all ears. So let's say in about 3 minutes we're going to crank this thing up. Dang, I turned something off. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is our first time doing a podcast, so if we too loud, y'all please tell me. We trying to figure out all these buttons. I wanted this podcast to start off with the cheapest budget I could find. But what I find, I still spent more money than I wanted to. But welcome to Talking Culture. I'm so happy y'all could come in. Those of y'all that has already joined in, I hope we get some more people to join in later. If you is watching or you know somebody that want to watch, I want to tell all of y'all right now to give yourself a round of applause. First of all, give yourself a round of applause, because when I first started this idea, I got like 50 shares, maybe 75. That's the most shares I've ever got off anything. So that right there alone let me know that y'all are involved. Y'all want to be involved, and that's good. So give yourself a round of applause. I have over 200, almost 300 likes already. That's the most likes I've ever gotten off any page I've ever created. This is not my first page. This is like the 9th page I've created. So, I'm no rookie to this. Please believe, but I am so glad to have y'all here. My name is Chris Fagan, a.k.a. the Faganator, a.k.a. the last 3 bender. If you don't know, you want me to introduce you, or you want to do that yourself? To my right is my co-host, K-Dog, a.k.a. the Jordan Lover, a.k.a. the Giannis Hater. Just want to put that out there. Nah, he don't hate Giannis. He just think he overrated. But let's talk about why I started this podcast in the first place. And there's multiple reasons. When I first felt like I had the blessings of speech, my sister was the first to tell me that I had the gift of gab. She told me that I had the gift of gab, that I was able to speak words in ways that the average person wasn't able to do. So the first thing I thought, well, how would I use my gift to reach a lot of people? The first thing I thought of was to rap. So I started rapping. And I found small success, but not the golden package that you after when you rapping. But I learned a lot of things along the way, which is how I got here. I've been cutting hair professionally since I was 19. So I've listened to a lot of people talk about a lot of issues. So I've got a lot of wide insight on a lot of things. So when I speak on things, they tend to have a lot of color behind it, and people seem to gravitate to what I'm saying. So I felt like it was necessary that I started a podcast. Here's the other reason why I started a podcast. I feel like the world is trying to repair itself from the things that we may have not gotten right in the past. And I feel like the only way you can repair things is through conversation. You know, the old cliche is the conversation rule the nation. Well, that's actually true. The only way you can pan things out is to talk about it. And I think that's why there are so many podcasts now. Everybody's trying to talk, and we need to talk. That's how you get to understand each other. And I felt like my area needed a doorway to walk through to get their conversation heard. And I felt like, who better than me? And my homeboy K-Dog. Because the conversations between me and K-Dog when we together are epic. And if we had started this podcast years ago, you know, we'd probably been superstars, if you will. So we're gonna take some of the banter that we use in private and bring it to y'all. All right. Now on this show, or this podcast, if you will, there are going to be simple rules here. We're going to talk about everything, and we're going to talk about everybody. Okay? But when we do this, you know, we don't want to touch anybody's feelings in terms of making them hurt. You know, sometimes in order to fix something, you got to break it or cut it so it can heal stronger. So if I touch your nerves, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's really what I want to do. I want to touch your nerves. I want to wake you up. I want to make you feel something, because sometimes that's just what we need. And if I'm wrong, please feel free to call me out on anything I'm wrong about. I can stand up straight every day, all day. What about you, Kay?
For sure.
For sure. All right, so on this show, we're going to stick to the old rules your mama used to tell you. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all, right?
Right.
So we gonna make sure we say nice things, because there are nice things about everything and everybody, and there are bad things. But I just think if you don't shine light on the good things as well as the bad things, then it just look bad. All right, because I'm a very opinionated person. Doesn't mean I'm right. So we're gonna make sure we say nice stuff first before we say some mean stuff. Matter of fact, let me just test drive it. You don't mind? Can we test drive it, Kay?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. This fella here. This fella right here. What can you say about this guy, Kay?
He's a professional athlete who plays for the Clippers.
And
he gets buckets.
All right. That's the good stuff Kay got to say about this young man.
Sure.
I actually think this young man is an outstanding point guard. He might be underrated in that regard. He has ball handling skills that he don't really get the credit for. I think he's a big time shot maker. He seemed to hit timely shots for his team. And man, this brother is ugly. That's just what it is. I mean, he looked like his boogers got boogers. You feel me? It looked like when he pick a booger, he had to wait on his booger to pick his booger before he could pull that booger out. That's just how I feel about it. I mean, he just looked like the dirt under a mechanic's fingernails. That's what he looked like. And when you smell it, you be like, oh, God, what was that? But, yeah. See how that works, Kay? We got to make sure we shine some light before we really tell him what's going on. All right. Shout out to my cameraman. I ain't going to tell y'all who he is yet. We'll get into that one day. We'll find out who that is. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not. We finna have a little good time in here. First thing we're going to talk about is the Emancipation Weekend. And, Kay, what are your fondest memories about the Emancipation Weekend?
Back in the day, when it was the bomb, I mean, it had a certain feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't that much violence. A little bit, but a lot of people grilling, a lot of music being played.
So your best memories of the Emancipation Weekend is probably in Lincoln Park.
No doubt.
I do believe that that's probably everyone's fondest memory about the Emancipation Weekend. First of all, let me shine some light on it, on the weekend and a whole. It's probably the longest lasting celebration in this town. If I'm not mistaken. I can't quote you the dates that it's dated back on, but it's a humongous celebration. And it almost drew in every single person from the state of Georgia at one point in time. In some kind of way, everybody was able to fit in Lincoln Park. Whether it was the bottom, MLK, some other street, and it was just live. I mean, from the moment you hit this town, you could feel the exuberance that came with it. Like, it was just awesome. My fondest memories of the Emancipation Weekend is the parades, the bands,
Facts.
the awesome looking cars,
Facts.
the horseback riders. Love those, even though they leave a little poop in the road. But I think we really enjoyed being in the bottom. You know, in the Lincoln Park. We really, really did enjoy that. And you brought up violence. I do believe it's always been violence. I don't think that was always the problem with the weekend. I think the problem with the weekend or any other weekend or any other day for that matter is always going to result back to guns. You're going to have people disagreeing. You're going to have people fighting and carrying along, but at the end of the day, you disagree, you fight, you wake up tomorrow. But, once guns get involved, the chances you start to play with the idea that you may or may not see the next day. And that kind of shied a lot of people away from the weekend. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I really do feel like the strength of that weekend can come back. We just band together, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, then we just going to continue to go in the same circle. And there's a solution to making the weekend absolutely safe for everybody. There's a solution, but we got to talk about it. And if this is the stage where we could talk about it, then fine. I will always open the door up for that conversation for the Emancipation Weekend, because I'm from this town and that weekend was special to me. It still is. It's just I tend to shy away from it now.
It doesn't.
And I see a lot of people that does. A lot of people do. A lot of people talk about they don't want to be here on that weekend, and I just find that. I may not be comfortable with how things has panned out, but I'm still here. I may not get in the middle of the crowd like I used to, but I'm not gonna just totally leave the whole town because I feel a certain way about the weekend. But that's all right, because we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring that thing back. All right. Let's get off that real quick. And let's talk about something serious that's going on in everybody's community. It's a serious issue that's starting to turn into a big ball of fire if we don't get control of it. And that's financial literacy. Let me tell y'all something. This brother beside me, he would not spend no money.
Not unless I have to.
He might not spend it then. This brother is tight. Okay, but it's okay to be tight with your money, because that's how you able to take care of yourself. All right? Let me explain something to you all, if y'all are listening, about financial literacy. Okay? There is this thing called living within your means. If you don't know what that means, I'm going to explain it to you. Living in your means, meaning you got to first determine, how do you live? Do you live from day to day? Or do you live from week to week? Or do you live from month to month? Or year to year? Now, I don't know how much money each person in the world makes, but I do know that if you have a number of what you make, then you have to break down what you're spending day to day. When you break down what you're spending day to day, then you'll know what you're spending from week to week. Once you have established what you're spending from week to week, you can try to gauge where you at from month to month. Now, when you have come to the conclusion of what you are doing from month to month, you should have a smooth year to year. So, with that being said, I think we kind of lost our way a little bit. And this is before COVID. We kind of lost our way a little bit financially, and we just started spending that cheese, and it started running out. And when the pandemic came, that's when everybody realized that their finances wasn't in order. So now you got everybody Googling this, trying to buy stock, trying to start a business, and so on and so on. And that's fine. That's what everybody should do. But an epic failure could happen if no one understands the financial literacy of any of that. So if you are a business owner or a new business owner, I'm going to say this to you. It is 30 times harder to run a business than it is to go to a actual job and just clock in and get off. Because all you get paid to do is come in, do your little job, and leave. Whereas the business owner have to take care of the employees, make sure the building clean, make sure there's a fashionable amount of insurance on each person just in case one person get hurt. Because if one person get hurt, you can sue the company, which can ruin the integrity of the company. And that's just the breakdown. So what happened is, when we had the shutdown, everybody's at home doing homework, educating themselves on business, stock trade, and other things that create revenue for your house or your community. So after the pandemic, they hit us with unemployment. What happened was, some people got a little bit more than they were supposed to get, which is fine. You just happen to get a little bit more than you were supposed to get, but you still didn't understand the financial literacy of what you got. That's not everybody. I'm just only talking about us as a whole, like as together. Like, it wasn't a one train thought. Everybody was just everywhere with it. Okay. Then the payment protection money came out. All right. The whole title itself got ignored. Payment protection plan. Okay. nobody really never had a plan. First of all, and if there was a plan, it wasn't a unified plan. It was just a singular plan. All right, so these are the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast, is to bring this to the light. I want everybody to come together and talk about this and straighten me out or get straightened out, whichever it is. But that's what it is, because all of this is a direct result of how inflation happened. And now that inflation is happening, everybody going through a panic. Don't nobody know what was caused by this inflation. Right? So now, in order to either fix inflation or learn how to cope with inflation, you now have to have financial literacy. And you just got to figure out what you make from day to day, which will tell you what you got going on from week to week. Maybe you cannot go on this next trip. Maybe you can't get the next pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can't go to the next event that's everybody talking about. It might not fit your day-to-day plan. It might not fit your week-to-week plan. It might not fit your month-to-month plan. You did something this week, could come back and haunt you 2 months later. Because what I found in the workforce is, once I make a certain amount of money, I now have to make sure that I have some for later, because later always happens. It always happens. Later always come back and get you. So,
Facts.
I know when people see me in the street, I look a certain way, I walk a certain way, I'm driving certain vehicles, and it's easy for someone to assume I got it made. But you're wrong. I don't have it made. I'm just smart with what I'm doing. And it looked like it's easy. It looked like I'm not stressing stuff, but I stress stuff just like the next person do. I just prepare myself for it. And I'm ready. So if you make a little bit of money, you make a lot of money, you just got to find out where you at in your financial literacy. Because if you get behind 1 week, it could literally take your whole month to catch back up. When you got repetitive bills coming and some kids. You got some kids, oh yeah, it's over with. You got to hold on tight. You got to get that financial literacy together. Trust me, as we progress with this show, I'm going to have more people on this show that's going to explain all kinds of financial avenues and ways to better yourself financially. This is just the beginning. This is just the first episode. This is our first time going live. So we just throwing things out there right now. But we are going to get into all of that stuff with those kind of people, bankers, people who are stock trade experts. We're going to get into all that. For real. So, because I want everybody to understand financial literacy, if I can help it. Yeah? What about you, Kay? Kay looking like, I don't know if Kay look like he gonna either do a drive-by at 10:30 or he gonna do a show at 1 a.m. I really don't know what's going on with my man Kay right now. I'm loving the Death Row shirt. I don't know if that's a symbol for something, but this my man 100 grand right here, boy.
All day,
you feel
day.
me?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about it.
All day.
We go get off a little bit of these serious subjects and have a little bit of fun. You want to have just a little bit of fun for once? Yeah, let's just have a little fun one time. Let's talk about the all-time great shoe in the history of shoes.
Okay.
The Jordan brand.
Major facts.
Me, Kay, my nephew Ty, a couple of guys at the barbershop, we argue this argument to the floor. You understand me? The shoe game culture is big in America, or just in the world. The shoe game culture is big, so it's big. So these topics, they matter. They almost come to knuckles about it. Because I know I feel strong about mine. Yeah, so I'm going to let Kay get into the shoe that he think is the all-time great of the Jordan shoe. And then let him explain the little goofy reasons why he think it is. And then I delegate about why I think the one I think is.
Well, I'm going to provide a little visual aid.
Please do.
You know what I'm saying?
If that'll help your argument just any.
Yeah.
Cause we finna crush you.
I'm sure people
We finna crush you, man.
would agree that
We finna crush you.
this,
Go ahead.
This right here, you know,
Yeah.
the 11 to me.
This maybe the third best. I don't know.
You know, the best, especially the this is the bread for those of y'all who don't know. But the Concord, the Concord, the white and black one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my favorite sneaker. Period.
What year did he wear? What year was it?
Oh, those came out in 95, 96, if I'm not mistaken.
What was that? Second three-peat?
Yeah, that was during the second three-peat. He, from what I read, he designed this sneaker specifically so that you can wear it with like a suit, the old tuxedo, patent leather, you know.
I mean, it's a good looking shoe.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, hands down.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hands down, it's the all time. You know, number 3. It's number 3 on my list.
Number 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's number 3 on my list. I mean, are you done so I could go ahead and give you the rundown on what the best looking shoe?
I think so, man. I think there's a lot of people who would agree with me, though, man.
I mean, I do, but you didn't serve that shoe any justice. We got to get somebody else up here to make their argument for the shoe, because I'm finna tell y'all why the one I think is the best shoe in the Jordan brand.
Talk to me.
Okay, first of all, the shoe has alligator print on it. Which let you know we ain't playing around. We'll bite your head clean off. Okay? A lot of people don't know that Michael Jordan helped transcend the beverage Gatorade. Okay? Which was a beverage that was made out of Florida University. Alright, so a lot of people don't know that's why still to this day Jordan endorses Florida University because of the Gatorade connection. That's by around the era of the 3. Yeah. By the 3, they had already considered him the greatest of all time, the best basketball player we had ever seen in our life.
Which is a fact.
Yes. Okay. By the time the 3 hit, the Jordan shoe was so freaking popular, people was getting murdered in the streets about them.
Yeah.
You know, they all the NBA wanted to find this guy for playing in these things. Yeah, that's how special the 3 is. All right. Not only that, look at the design. Look at the design of the 3. It's the best design you ever seen in your life. Matter of fact, it's the best shoe ever designed in shoes. You'll never find another shoe with the design that'll top the Jordan 3. Not one shoe in the history. Like, here's the last and final reason why the Jordan 3 is the best looking shoe ever. Because the Jordan 2 is the worst looking shoe ever. I'm finna tell you why it's the worst looking shoe ever. Because you see people walk around with 1s, 3s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You don't see them twos. You don't see them twos, but them twos were so terrible. Jordan almost told you know what, I ain't through rocking with y'all no more. I'm finna go over Converse or something because I ain't rocking with that. They had to go and get the best. They went and got Michelangelo great-great-grandson to design this shoe.
I rock with the 3s.
It's the best shoe ever.
They dope.
It's the best shoe ever.
They're nice.
It's the best shoe ever. It looked better than the Timberland boot. It looked better than the Alexander McQueen's. It's the best looking shoe ever. It looked better than the Michael Jackson shoes he had on when he did the moonwalk. It looked better than those. Yeah, I'm just telling you, it's the best looking shoe. Now, ain't the best feeling shoe in the world. It's just the best looking shoe. You can also wear this shoe with a tuxedo. You could also wear it at a strip club. You can also wear these shoes to work.
Yeah, you can wear the 11s with shorts. You can wear them with pants. You can wear them with suits. You can, I think it's a real versatile shoe.
We're going to go with Straight up We're going to love the 3s. Here's further proof. My man just sent me a link yesterday of Michael Jordan showing up to a fashion show in his Jordan 3 edition private jet.
But
Not the 11, but the 3.
But I also sent you a link where they asked him specifically what was his favorite shoe.
He didn't have his mochaccino that day. He did not know what he was talking about.
And he said the 11s are his favorite.
He didn't have his drink. What he got? Tequila? He got tequila, right? He didn't drink his tequila that day when he said that. He didn't know what he was talking about. It's proof in the pudding. The Jordan is the best shoe we've ever seen in our freaking lives.
Yeah, but I probably had to say the 11s are that's my favorite series. I would probably have to say. I mean, I got a lot of favorites, but at the top of the list, I would have to say the 11s are just
Nah. Straight up, nah. Shout out to my shoe plug. Whenever I hit them up, she always have what I'm looking for. I don't even argue what her price is. I say, can you get me these? She say, yeah. I give them money. Bam, I got them.
Shout out to mine, too. You know what I'm saying? Griffin, Georgia, what's up?
Okay, Griffin. Mm-hmm. Griffin in the house.
For sure.
All right, then. Griffin in the house. Then shout out to my boy, Dr. Grizzy. Dr. Grizzy out there cleaning up all them busted J's after folk done wore to the club, done got them dirty. And they done straight up got the fight out there and kicked the whole ant bed. Now he got to call up Dr. Grizzy. Shout out to Dr. Grizzy for getting them shoes clean. I'll probably be hitting you up sooner or later, let you clean the famous 3s, the best looking shoe ever. I just want to make sure K know what the best looking shoe is. Huh? Alright. Now that we done had fun, let's get into some more serious issues, K. I know this is a sensitive subject for every single person in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And it is about relationships. Alright? I look at relationships in a different lens than what the average person look at it in. I find in life, as long as I've been living, I'm 40. I think that's long enough to know. That's long enough to live to have the type of insight that I've came up with. And, you know, like I said, I've been cutting hair since I was 19. So I list every single relationship situation that I could hear. And they all seem to have the same fundamental background. Right? Most relationships doesn't last. Most of them they just don't. And the main number one reason that is because of cheating. When I ask a person, okay, why did you all break up? Oh, because he or she was cheating. All right. Now, when I was younger, I thought there was more than enough reason to break up with somebody. I mean, you're cheating, you're a cheater, you might as well break up because I can't trust you. All right. So that's why everybody try to build a relationship around trust. This is what I learned. Trust people gonna be people that you can trust. If you try to trust anything beyond that, you're gonna be upset a lot of times. Because we are human beings trying to find our way and our purpose. And there are going to be mistakes along the way. And I don't think anybody wants to be crucified or judged or treated differently from the mistakes that they've made. But that's what happens. So I stand to ask this question to you all. Feel free to comment under the comments if you want to, so I can try to engage. I hope in the future we have a phone line so we can have people call in and join on these conversations.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, we won't just be having them by ourselves. But right now, I'm just going to be leading my thoughts and opinions as of right now. So, my question to you all, if you're watching and you want to comment and answer, I'm going to try to respond to them as much as I can. But I have a pivotal question that I need to ask to get down to the bottom of why people break up for cheating, or have broken up, or going to break up, or plan on breaking up with somebody because they done cheated or potentially may cheat. So my question to everybody is, what is cheating? What constitutes cheating. How do you know someone has cheated? Okay. Where you at with what you think cheating is?
Well, the obvious answer is when, either your girlfriend or your boyfriend, depending on your sexual preference.
Your significant other.
For sure. Sleep with somebody else.
Sexually.
For sure.
That's cheating.
I mean, that's the most... I think that's the form of cheating that people have the most problem, dealing with.
It's a deal breaker.
Right. And,
for most people.
And forgiving somebody if they... like your girl or your dude on the phone with somebody else. I could let that go. As long, even if they win.
So you don't think talking on the phone or watching a movie together or go and drink some mocha lattes at Starbucks together, like, that's not cheating.
No.
Only having sexual intercourse with someone who's not your significant other is what constitutes cheating.
No. What I'm saying is for me, that's the grand finale. Like, I can forgive you, but if you cheat on me and I haven't cheated on you, I'm faithful, then, you giving away my goodies to somebody else.
Your goodies.
Right.
They're yours.
Right.
Yours.
I can, right.
You bought that.
No.
I said you got a contract and say you own. You got a contract and say you own it.
Nah, you know what I mean.
I do. I'm just.
I mean, but yeah, like talking on the phone and spending time with somebody else and going out to eat and all that stuff. That is a form of cheating, because if you're with somebody, you're supposed to, correct me if I'm wrong, do that with your significant other, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I could forgive quicker if that happened, as opposed to if they had sex.
All right, let me ask you
You
this.
see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. Is you basing how you feel or your opinion based off of religion or moral? Interesting.
That's a very interesting
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to say this. People going to do that. People going to do that very thing you just said. They're going to take walks with someone else. They're going to be on the phone with someone else. They might even get in the car and ride to the same place with someone else. They might have a sandwich together with someone else. They might go to a basketball game with somebody else. That's just what people are going to do. Right? So I don't see the necessary need to be upset about that. It's going to happen. I think what happens is when people try to avoid that or keep that from happening, and then you start tiptoeing around each other, you eventually crash into each other. The expectations of the next person are too high. They're too high. I think if you are the kind of person that look at the next person as it's their responsibility to make you happy, then you're not gonna be happy a lot. Because one person cannot make one other person that happy.
Right.
I know there's gonna be a person out there just say, my man, the only person make me happy. My goal, the only person make me happy. That's not true. A lot of people make you happy. Your girl or your boyfriend might make you the happiest, but that doesn't mean it's their responsibility to do that.
Right.
They're just doing it. That's the process that come with loving or caring about somebody. Right? So, to me, cheating isn't none of those things. Even having sex with somebody. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
Even having sex with someone that's not your significant friend isn't cheating because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Time out. Hold on. Wait a minute. So, are you saying that everybody cheats?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying there are no faithful people in the world? None.
All right. Well, we got to close in on what faithful means, but yeah, I do believe that there's some faithful people in the world, but I still believe everybody cheats. That's what I believe. Because they do.
Okay.
What happens is your human instinct kicks in. Whether it be your religion or your morals do not fit the idea of what you're doing, then you're going to reject it. You're going to reject it. So once that happens, you find yourself you're torn. You're like, man, I really want to be this person's friend, but I don't want to make this person upset because of it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be this person's friend in private.
And to answer your... you silly.
I'm serious.
To answer your previous question about the religion or the moral thing,
Mm-hmm.
I think my answer came from more so of morals, because if it was based on religion, I wouldn't be doing it to begin with.
Exactly.
Because, you're not supposed to...
From what we've been told.
Right. Engage in it until you're married, right, according to the Bible. So I think it got more to do with them.
The way I'm explaining it is I'm looking at it in both ways, moral and religiously, right? Because we are humans, dog. We're human beings, and we have genetic bills. We have genetic codes. All right, we may or may not understand them genetic bills or them genetic codes, but they are there.
Right.
And what happens is when we see one another, and whether we attracted to them or we just particularly like their level of conversation, you're gonna get drawn to them. That's a human nature thing. You're gonna get drawn to them. You don't get drawn to people with the intentions to do something foolish. You don't get drawn to people with the intentions to do something foolish. You just get drawn to them. And we try to fight it as much as we can because morally we think it's wrong and religiously we think it's wrong. But if we could be honest with each other about every single thing we thinking or feeling, it would be easier on everybody. That way it's easier to choose whether or not you stay or leave a person. If you go ahead and tell a person exactly what's going on from the jump, that gives them the ability to choose their next move. But when you lie to somebody and cover their head, especially when you make that lie last a long time, that cuts a person so deep. All right, because now you can't trust that person, and you don't even want to trust the next people you run into. Because that's how a lie do you. A lie send you somewhere mentally, even after you don't try to forgive a person. That lie just sits on you. Right. But the truth don't. The truth might hurt, but the healing process is a lot faster with the truth. Because then you can say, you know what, you is a SOB. And I'd rather be with you, you SOB. Or I don't want to be with you no more, you SOB. The decision making is there. It's easier. Mm-hmm. Like if we could walk around and everybody got the type of person they are on their forehead, a lot of us would walk away from that person, right? Like if you see a guy and he got big old jerk on his forehead, you probably wouldn't talk to him. No matter how good he look or how much money he got, you'll probably be like, you know what, he's just a big old jerk. That's how honesty works. You see what I'm saying? And I really like how many people can be very honest with their significant other. Like honestly tell their significant other, you know what? I'm feeling somebody at work. And I don't know where it's going, but I just wanted to give you a little idea of what I'm doing at work.
Do you either one of y'all can answer that question, it don't even matter, but do you believe honesty is always the best policy?
I do. I really do. I believe honesty and love is always the best policy. Right? Because would you rather which one do you think you can frown upon the most? If you sit here and lie to somebody to protect them from having a temporary feeling, right, that could cause long-term pain, or would you rather tell them the truth that could cause temporary pain but have long-term healing? Right? Because that's how the truth works. The truth cuts instantly, right then and there. But it starts healing right then and there too. But a lie don't. A lie cuts you and then it keep cutting you and it cuts you some more. And then when you find out the truth, it cuts you later on because now your mind playing tricks on you. Because you think everybody don't lie to you.
I feel you. But everybody, you know how people quick to say, just be honest with me, keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep it 1,000.
Give it to me.
Everybody can't handle the truth.
Yeah, but everybody can't handle the truth because that truth hasn't been always given to you. Right? If you're used to getting, spankings growing up, you tend to, understand what consequences is in life. Or you go through life not getting spanked, you just doing whatever and parents ain't doing that. You just tend to be a little bit more looser as an adult.
Okay, so let's say hypothetically, you married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wife. Let's say you don't cut hair. You work, let's say at UPS, FedEx, or just a
right.
And there is a woman at your job that you are physically attracted to. Y'all have a conversation, but it's always work related. Y'all never gone out. She doesn't have your number.
Is this a general question, or you want me to answer this personally?
No, I want you to.
Oh.
This ties into the whole honesty is the best
right.
policy thing.
I'm very honest.
Okay, so would you go home and tell your wife, well, hey, there's this woman at work who, I want to sleep with.
I wouldn't have did that 4 years ago.
Right.
Or
would you just keep it to yourself because nothing has happened with y'all? Or
mm-hmm.
would you tell her? Because
like I said, you're asking me. Okay? 4 years ago, I'd have been like, no, I'm not telling her. Let's try to keep the peace at a high.
Right.
But as things progress, people tend to start finding out what's going on. And if you don't sat there and let it linger that long, then that's just how long it gonna hurt or how long it gonna take to get over it. Today, in 2020, in the month of, what are we still in May?
2022, bro.
22, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The month of May. Right?
Right.
Yes, I'm gonna go home and say that.
Okay.
I ain't even gonna wait till I get home. I'm gonna text you. Yeah, what you doing? I'm over here doing something I really don't want to tell you. But tell me anyway. All right, here you go.
So you would text your wife or call her and tell her.
First of all, let's take a step back. My wife?
Well, it's a hypothetical scenario.
All right, so let's take a step back. This is my wife?
Okay. let's say girlfriend.
Wife.
Okay.
Let's stay on wife.
Okay.
If this is my wife already know who she dealing with. I done told her from the first day we met who I am. If she married me, then she already know exactly who she married.
Okay.
So we've been on had these conversations all the time. We're just dinner talk now. Because we are a unit now. We are unified. We are one. I don't have to hide stuff from you. You know what you're dealing with. You know I'm a pervert. You know that. That's not nothing I've been shy about or admitting. But don't get it twisted. The word pervert is not necessarily a bad thing.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a rapist. I'm not a thirsty chasing dog. Okay? I just understand what my eyes trying to see. And I just love to look at things. I'm a perverted person. And I'm very flirtatious.
There's nothing wrong with looking. That's why God gave us sight.
Yeah, I know. And I love to look.
Right.
I ain't gonna never miss the opportunity to look. Thing about me is I don't usually keep the thoughts to myself. I usually say what's going on in my head.
But I'm saying, I mean, women, they look too.
Yeah.
But it's like if they see you looking, they get upset. But it could be worse. I could have went over and said something to
No,
her.
I'm saying here's the thing. When it just come to looking, we just looking.
That's it.
We ain't touch nobody.
Exactly. We didn't say nothing to the person.
I might. I ain't gonna hit you with a whole verse, but I'm gonna say something. It's just me.
I
have flirtatious demeanor.
I just don't know if honesty is always the best.
It is.
I mean, because
it is.
Sometimes telling the truth in certain scenarios can get you in worse trouble depending on the situation.
I rather deal with the trouble that truth brings than lies.
Okay.
I just really do. That's just me.
Okay.
Because I don't have a possessive mentality. Like, I don't feel like I own a person.
Right.
Or anything on a person.
Right.
I own me. What's on me. And I don't want the other person to think they own me and what's on me. If we have a union, then that's what we have. It shouldn't be anything to break that. If you base the union off of what the union is based off on, then shouldn't nothing break it. And I feel like a union usually doesn't break when all honesty is on the table. Because you know who you're dealing with. You can make that choice. You don't want to be guessing. Or, oh man, I wanted this person doing something crazy while I ain't there. It's the freedom of mind. Keep you from getting upset. Keep you from arguing about things that you ain't got no business arguing about at the house. Because there's a lot of things that need to be took care of in the house that won't get took care of because we sit here arguing about this. We both lying. Or I'm lying or you lying. We ain't neither one of us getting the full truth. It's just like love. People tend to get afraid of love because of what love is capable of doing to you. Love can hurt you. And it just hurt you really bad, and people tend to run from it. The first sign of love, they might get shooken and run. But the thing is with me and love is, I don't mind letting love hurt me because that's the very thing that heals me. If you let love hurt you and then you abandon love, then you ain't gonna never heal. And every person you run into, whether it be your significant other, it could be a family member, you ain't gonna have that love in your heart. You're just gonna be upset. You're gonna be upset with everybody. So that's why I think the truth is love. Does God lie?
No.
Is God love? Then why we should lie? Then why shouldn't we love? Right? We should love and we should tell the truth. No matter how much it hurts. Because that's a healing process there. Now, I used to protect people's feelings and try to keep the truth from them, but I don't do that no more. Sometimes it's frowned upon, but that's okay. It's all right. So if you out there in a relationship right now and it's rocky and you don't know why it's rocky, or you would like to get the rocks out and make it smooth, tell the truth. Tell your significant other the truth. See if they can handle the truth. See if they can withstand the truth. See if the truth can get you over the hump. See if the truth can get you past what you're upset about. Try the truth. Okay? The only time I want to lie is when somebody asks me how much money I got in my pocket. I might shoot you a big old lie then. Because you don't need to know that. Don't be asking me that. But then I'm going to shoot you a fast lie. You ask me that now.
Man. Two words. I'm broke. Quit.
Y'all do know Kay got that same building Scrooge McDuck used to have with all them coins in it. He ain't never spend the coin. He just go in there, dive in the coin, and swim around. I still to this day don't know how this man swim in all them coins. But that's my man K right there.
Oh,
Love him. He say that good money. That's one thing I like about my partner, boy.
Got to.
Tell them the truth, K.
Got to.
Tell them the truth. Because if you tell somebody the truth and they don't respect you after that, you don't need to be with them.
I'm a fairly honest person.
Fairly honest?
Have I told a lie before? Of course I have.
I have too.
We all have.
I have too, but like I said, I learned a lot along the way. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to just abandon the lies and just go all true with it. And since then, life has been great. The things that used to make me upset about relationships or significant others, I don't let that stuff bother me no more.
Right.
You know, because happiness is a hard thing to harness. And if you allow other people in your surroundings to get inside your happiness and bother it, then I don't think that person is the problem. I think you are. You're your own problem.
That's deep.
But try the truth. Try the truth. I ain't saying if you cheating on your significant other, just walk in the room and tell them who you're cheating with. Make baby steps. Warm it up. Say, hey, babe, hypothetically, if I said this to you, how would you react? Open up the door to truth, man. Give it a chance. I'm telling you, it works wonders. Yeah. Well, I had a good time today, man. I think we about time for us to wrap this thing up. What you think? Y'all gonna... Yeah. What's that? Now... Hey, man, y'all, show me the lie. If we got a bunch of viewers and they say they want to hear me talk a whole bunch of more smack, they don't want to wait till next Monday, I'll talk a few more minutes. But if we just got little baby views, or we got babies, we're going to get it up. We're going to get it up. The first show wasn't supposed to be very entertaining in the first place. It's just supposed to be the jump off. Let y'all know what we doing. Let y'all know that we're going to have guests in the future. Some community leaders.
And I was a little unprepared. I wasn't on point, but I'll get better.
James Bowe, you watching? I see you on here, my guy. Turn on one time. Yeah. But it's gonna be all good, man. It took us a while to get this thing jumped off. We were supposed to jump it off in April, but like I said, I ran into some financial things that came with this equipment and some stuff that I didn't realize I was gonna have to get. A lot of this stuff is the same type of stuff I used when we was rapping, and I sold all that stuff because I didn't want to rap no more. But I had to turn around and buy it again. Yeah. I hope y'all like my setup. Like my setup over here. I got pictures of the running Knights. The 2 year undefeated running Knights. I got pictures of them. I hope y'all like them. R.I.P. For real. Hey, let me speak on this young man real quick, if y'all don't mind. Get ready to wrap this up. I went to this young man's funeral. Let me tell you something. I don't really like funerals. I don't really go to them. World said next time talk about chicken tenders. I got you, World Skin. I got you. But I went to this young man's funeral, and that is the first time I went to a funeral and enjoyed, and like I had fun. I had fun there. Like it was very fun. It's the first time. They gave everybody that was friends or family the opportunity to come up and speak. I started to, but I didn't. But I'm going to today. Since we got 5 minutes, I'm going to speak on my man Cameron. If y'all might know who this is, and a lot of y'all ain't gonna have to listen to what I gotta say. But to y'all who don't know this young man had the competitive spirit of a tiger. Okay? Mentally, he never lost any game. Even if you look at it in physical form and the team he was playing had more points, to him he never lost. Do you know how special you gotta be to always have a winning mentality? Because everybody don't have that. This young man had a winning personality. Even in the losses. Okay? I'm going to tell you how special. First of all, before I tell you how special he is to this scenario, this podcast, I'm going to just talk about the epic one-on-one battles I used to see between him and Trey Johnson. All right? For like 2-3 years straight, me and my nephew, whether we would go to an outside court or inside gym, we was training. Every day, Trey Johnson and Cameron Traylor showed up. For about a couple of weeks, the whole team would show up, but after those 2 weeks, they panned off, and the same two came every day, Trey and Cameron. And the same argument between these two would jump off every single day. And I was just amazed at how they were able to do this. Every day. We talking about 2 years straight. What is it, like 690 days or something like that right there? Almost 700 days, these guys would do the same thing. Go one-on-one and almost rip each other's heads off the entire time. Chewing each other out. This one cheated. Then they wouldn't speak for 3 hours that night. And then they'd be right back cool the next day. I just thought that was amazing. How they was able to do that. And those one-on-one games was like Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed. A slugfest. Okay? But let me tell you how special this young man is to this podcast. Alright? I posted a video of his highlights on the page. This video reached almost 7,000 people. I ain't never posted nothing. Ever. That growed 7,000 people. Attracted 7,000 people. And it brought a lot of attention to this podcast. So I owe that young man. A great gratitude. Even with him gone, he's still helping us win. Come on now. Yeah? Alright.
Rest in peace to the little homie.
For sure. I had fun. I hope this continue to be fun. I hope we start getting more views. Even if you didn't see it live, you'll be able to go back on the page and pull it back up and check it out. Whether it be this one or next week's episode. We finna get lit. And I want everybody in the community, to surround the city. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about that, the rap ventures. We're gonna talk about the local rappers that was pumping music when I was pumping music. We're gonna talk about the movement we made. We're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna get into some of the historical parties that had. We're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna make sure we bring light to those young men. Well, they ain't young no more, but I look at them now, and they all still moving the same way they was moving when we was doing that music. So we're gonna bring that to the light. So hopefully we can inspire the new generation of local artists. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. I want y'all to give yourself a round of applause for liking this page, for being a part of this movement. I love y'all. We out.